This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. I'm joined over Zoom today, all the way from Poland. I'm joined by Rory. Rory, it's good to see you again. A little bit of time since we last spoken. How are you? How are things?
I'm very well, Fred. I'm very well. It's really good to see you, mate. So, yeah, I'm currently in Warsaw in Poland just for a month. And then I'll be going out to see the boys in Dubai and training with them. But I'm here just to stop all the distractions, train like a soldier just to get the weight down for my own fight. So, yeah, it's good.
And you're fighting December 3rd in Dubai as well, correct?
Correct, correct. Yeah, I'm fighting on a different show, not Misfits. I'm fighting on a different show. It's Fight Gecko, it's called. So
Hmm.
yeah, they've made me an offer to fight, and I've took it. So it's actually given me a bit of purpose to get back in there, and haven't done it in 12 years. So yeah, let's have a look, see what I've still got.
A 12-year layoff, a little bit of ring rust, but apart from that, things should be all good.
Bro, I mean, I've been doing some pads and just running, and I'm starting to feel sharp again. So yeah, we'll see. But you know what it is? I mean, I think as you get older, you want to test your chin to see if you've still got the chin that you had when you were 23. But I'm not 23 no more. So let's see what I've got in the bag. But yeah, if you want to watch it, bro, please feel free to come along and watch.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure. If I'm around, it'll be great to come down. And Dubai's a very nice place, especially to fight at. Maybe I always say like going to. I see people training in Dubai, and I go, that looks pretty good. But even fighting in Dubai would be quite an achievement in itself. But you used to box when you were younger, though. You had a few amateur fights as well.
That's right. Yeah, I've had a few amateur fights. Yeah, I used to like fighting in general. I always did when I was growing up. So, and I actually met Andrew through the fighting scene in Luton. That's how we became friends because I was boxing, he was kickboxing. We had a little argument online, and yeah, we took it to the gym, and he kicked the fuck out of me. Excuse my French, but yeah, that's what happened, and that's how we actually established one of our friendships. So yeah, it's
No,
good.
it's a good also, or it's a good almost like origin story. It suits up quite well.
I mean, I've met the best people in my life in the boxing gyms, bro. You usually find people in the fight gyms are really some of the best people you'll ever meet in your life. So yeah, I've met some great people.
You see them in the worst when they're fighting, and when like they're really tired and down, and then you see them at their best later. So when you meet someone like almost at their worst, when they're tired, bad mood, black eye, you know that what they're like really. There's no fakeness.
100%, mate. Everything, the true colors come out then. It's always in your hard times your true colors come out, mate.
What do you make of these Andrew Tate versus Chase Demore rumors for the end of the year that came out recently?
Well, bro, I don't. I know it hasn't been confirmed yet, has it?
No.
No, because I have heard, obviously, I've seen all the rumors over X, I've seen all the rumors all over the internet. Andrew hasn't said anything. I haven't had a chance to speak to Andrew because obviously he's in Dubai and, he keeps his cards close to his chest. So, yeah, I haven't really been able to ask him and look him in the eye to see if I can get any sort of truth out of it. But I mean, what do I think of the rumors? I think it makes for a good end of year fight. I think it makes a good comeback fight for Andrew, who hasn't fought in a while. And yeah, I think it would be a spectacle. Hmm.
And why would he want to come back now and fight? He hasn't fought in a few years. He's living a good life. Why come back now?
Do you know what? My opinion, I know Andrew. I think he's got an itch to scratch. I think he misses fighting. I think he likes to have a purpose. So he has something to train for. Obviously, he trains every day anyway. He certainly doesn't need the money. I know that. So it's like I think I really do think he's just got an itch that he wants to scratch. And if Misfits make him the right offer, then I believe it'd be good business for them too. So yeah, I think that's why Andrew has come back, just because he misses fighting. And who knows? That's what I think anyway. Who knows?
Hmm.
But that's what I think. I think he just really wants to get back in there and see what he's still got left in the tank as well. I mean, we're not young anymore. So Andrew had a glamorous kickboxing career, and he hasn't fought in a good few years now. I think he fought on a Romanian card a few years ago, but it wasn't the same as being in the ring and actually boxing. And I don't think he's boxed before. I think he's just kickboxed. So this is different for Andrew too. But very interesting to see what happens.
Are you slightly worried for your friend? The fact that he hasn't fought in a few years, could get old. It's almost one of those things where in your mind you can do it, but your body slows down.
Bro, I'm more worried about who gets in there with him. And this isn't like me glazing Andrew. Like I respect Chase more. I think he's got balls if he wants to go in there and fight Andrew. But Andrew's a legitimate fighter, and I think a lot of people, they don't understand how legitimate he is because he punches hard. I sparred with Andrew. I sparred with Andrew for years. He punches hard. He's got knockout power. He's quite slick. He's a very unorthodox style, which I'll agree with. Most people will say, but I'm not worried for him at all. I mean, he's very gifted and as a fighter, and I believe that he would. I don't think he's the one that has anything to worry about, especially in the Chase Moore situation.
Well, I guess a lot of people will question the Chase Moore situation. I think it's come down to Chase Moore's a heavyweight, and also he's a champion of Misfits. So if Andrew like Tate does fight Chase, when he comes to Misfits heavyweight champion, and then boom, another belt. But do you think he'll want to come back for multiple fights, or is this just a one-off for him?
I think it depends on how the fight goes. I mean, I personally believe that he'll put Chase away quite quickly, and that's my personal opinion. And that's not me disrespecting Chase because I think Chase has got a powerful punch, but I just don't think he's in the same pedigree as Andrew. And I think if the fight's super quick, I think then he'll probably want some more. I don't really know. All I know is, that all I really know is that Andrew, if he does go in there, he's gonna just give it his all. And if he does win and it's an easy fight, I think he will want to go again because obviously, why wouldn't he want to challenge? There's no point in fighting if you don't have a challenge. That's pointless, right? I think Andrew would want a scrap before he stops.
Mm. And do you see him going back and forth on Twitter with Darren Till?
I did, and I seen the Darren Till dialogues with Andrew. Well, some of them, whatever I did see, but yeah, again, I think a lot of it's pantomime. I think Darren Till is a good fighter, bro. Very powerful puncher. I think he's a southpaw as well, isn't he?
Mm.
Is he a southpaw, yeah. So yeah, Darren Till is. I mean, Darren Till can fight. I'm not going to sit here and say the man can't fight. I think that would make a great matchup as well. I really do. But I think a lot of people underestimate Andrew in that sense as well. But I think Darren Till has knockout ability and anything could happen. It's a fight at the end of the day, Fred. So
We'll go back to your fight in just a second. Just one more thing on Tate. Out of all the people that you could fight right now, who do you reckon would give him his toughest test?
on the Misfits card, I'd have to say
On
Darren.
the sort of kind of the celebrity boxing cards.
Yeah, I'd say Darren Till.
You think
I
Darren?
I really would say Darren Till. Yeah, because he's the only one who's really shown me any sort of like frightening power in his punches, and he's sleeping people. So yeah, the only person I think would give him any sort of contest on the card right now is Darren Till.
Could KSI or Jake Paul, could they give him any trouble?
I just look Jake Paul. I used to not really rate, but now like the last few years, he is a legitimate boxer. He trains very hard. He's got some of the best coaches in the world, some of the best nutritionists. There's no way anyone can't call Jake Paul a boxer anymore. He is a boxer, and I'll be honest, I haven't seen Jake fight in a long time, but I don't think him and Andrew would. I think Andrew would beat him. I do, and yeah, that's just. I don't know. Maybe I have a bit of bias there because Andrew's one of my friends, but I just think Andrew would beat him from my own experience of watching Andrew and watching Jake.
Mm. And so just go back to your fight then. So if hopefully, I guess if it all goes to plan, Andrew fights end of I think the supposed date. I think they said December 20th was the rumor.
December 20th, Andrew's meant to be fighting, yeah, but I'm fighting on the 3rd of December, so.
Yes. So would you just stay out in Dubai for the month, or would you go back home and then come back out to Dubai and watch Andrew's fight?
Oh, bro, no, you don't leave your boys when you're going to war, man. So I'm gonna have my fight December 3rd, and then just straight back into the same camp, just to obviously train with Andrew and my friends, and I'm just gonna stay there. I'm gonna pretend the fight didn't even happen and just
Mm.
carry on because obviously Andrew's fight's a much more important fight. I want to see Andrew win. He's my friend, and yeah, I'm gonna stay there and just train with the boys until the job's done.
Well, timing is a very important aspect of combat sport, and you've definitely got the timing right of those dates. I mean, we see plenty of boxers or fighters can have the fight and then kind of lay off, have a drink, eat the wrong food, and then get out of shape. But if you just go back to back fight camps, you stay in shape. But is this a comeback for you though? Do you want to have multiple fights? Do you want to get involved in sort of the Misfits world, MVP world, Brandris world,
You
or do
know
you just
what,
want to have the one-off fight and see how you feel?
Fred? I'm not looking to change the world. I'm not looking to become a world champion. Right. I'm 36 years old this year. I am looking for a straight now. I just want to go in there, see what I've got,
The,
have a
cla- the
straight.
classic, the classic Englishman. I'm just looking for a straightener.
I just want a straightener. Like, and it's not a tough guy act. I just want to see if I've still got the chin I had when I was 23. I want to see if my stamina's still there, which I know my cardio isn't as good. Absolutely, I've smoked and drank for the last 10 years. So but I want to go in there and test myself and see what I could do. If I beat this guy and another fight comes along, I'll take it. Absolutely, I'll take it. But I'm not going to sit here and claim that I'm anything special. But I will keep fighting until I lose. Absolutely. And if Misfits wanted to call me up, I mean, I'd take the offer more than likely, because Misfits is the biggest influencer card which everyone wants to be on. But I'm not arrogant enough to say that I deserve a spot instantly. Like, I think that's a very arrogant take. I think anyone who gets onto Misfits is very fortunate, and and hats off to anyone who's fought on Misfits as well, or anyone that's got under the rope in general. So, yeah, I think if I win this fight, I will most certainly take another one, and
Mm.
I'll keep going until I get sparked out, and then I'll be like, all right, fine, I've had fun, and that's my take.
Yeah, fighting is extremely addictive. That's one of the addictive things people don't mention, that fighting is definitely one of those. The last time I did see you there in person was at Warren Spencer's fight when he fought Dylan Danis, which was a huge, huge fight for Warren. Have you seen him since? You've spoken to him?
I speak to Warren quite regularly, yeah, and I mean, it was a weird matchup from the start to fight Dylan Danis MMA. I always knew that Warren was going to have to keep on his feet to box him to have any chance, because I knew as soon as Dylan grabbed him, it was going to be over. But so did Warren, and so did Dylan. So I think didn't Warren shoot for Dylan
Yeah,
first?
it's the wrong way around almost.
Yeah. So Warren, well, as soon as he shot for Dylan, I thought, oh no, this could be bad. And look, to get in there with Dylan Danis is remarkable. Warren isn't an MMA fighter. No, it shows he's up for any sort of challenge, and you have to respect that, regardless of how long the fight was, or what people may say. You have to respect that, whether you like Warren or whether you don't. He got in there and he took a challenge that it was completely out of his comfort zone.
I think I said this to Warren after the fight. I said, win, lose, or draw, even though you lost in the way which you didn't want to lose in like 10 seconds or 20 seconds, your stock's still risen massively after the fight in terms of how many people know you. And now you're even a bigger name and a bigger face. Now your name holds more weight because you shared the ring, or I guess the ring, yeah, the ring with
With
Dylan
Dylan
Dennis,
Dennis,
Now he's
absolutely.
now Warren's a bigger star because of it.
It was a win-win for Warren from the off. And if anyone thought otherwise, then they really don't understand how marketing works, because Warren's name's out there now, especially on the Misfit scene. And yeah, it was good. It was good to see you there. It was a good atmosphere. Obviously, I spoke to Joey Essex as well before he fought, and it was good to see him slug it out with your other man. But yeah, I mean, I think Misfits, this Tate speculation, if Tate is going to fight on Misfits, I think it's great business for Misfits, because it's going to liven the card back up, like, massively, massively. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to hopefully seeing Tate on there.
I know, it will be good. It'll be very good indeed. A couple more things before I let you go. What I'm just curious, almost from a fan's perspective, what happened if your goat if you brought to Tate's house?
Bro, well, listen, it's Saturday night, Fred, and you have to bring up my goat. Yeah, well, Tristan, unfortunately killed my beloved goat Shaggy, and brutally murdered him, and we ate him.
So you brought a goat, almost like a pet goat, around to the house for a
Yeah.
good 2 hours, and that's how long it lasted.
I mean, if you go on my Instagram, you can see Shaggy. My Instagram is at High Prospects, and if you can actually see Shaggy in person or in goat, and yeah, he lasted about 3 days, and then I came home from the gym and he was missing, and before I knew it, he was he was on a steak, on a spit, being roasted and seasoned, and to be fair, it tasted delicious. But yeah, it was quite tragic before. I think he would have wanted me to have some of him anyway.
Mm.
Yeah, because I think it would have been quite dishonorable if I didn't at least try some of Shaggy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you
So
don't want to like make waste of it almost.
yeah, I think he would have felt a bit disrespected. Like, oh, what, you don't want to try me? Like, you think you're too good to eat me? Like, so I had to eat it. Shaggy. It was good. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
but
a circle of life right
yeah,
there.
yeah. But that's,
Anything else coming up for you though in the next few weeks, or is it just locked in the gym or locked in
bro.
Poland almost?
I'm on the chicken and rice. I'm running, I'm doing pads, I'm doing weights during the day, like light weights, because I'm not putting weight on. And yeah, I'm in Poland, I'm locked in, and after the next in 2 weeks, I'm gonna go back to Ireland and I'm trading my suitcases from my winter one to my summer one, and I'm heading straight to Dubai to continue with another 4 weeks of training for me. And just going to join Andrew's camp, and yeah, and then I'm going to fight December 3rd and see where I go from there, mate. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting times for everyone, especially Marcel's fighting as well. Marcel's
Hmm.
our friend, he's fighting too. So yeah, it's interesting times for us, and more than anything, I just want everyone to you know leave the ring unharmed, and we'll have a good Christmas and a good laugh after we've all had our straighteners, I guess. So
Yeah, you sort of all get out your system. Just one last thing I have forgotten about. I think we did speak about in one of our old interviews was when you're in the night. I admit I picked up a bad. I can't remember the story, so you have to explain it to me. But what I got from it is that you have a nightclub, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, Tate or Tristan and Andrew, and and you can follow it from here. I completely forgotten about it, but I know one of you
no,
got
what
punched
happened
and the man
was
who punched you disappeared.
I was drunk, right, and we were in a place called Hitchin. This is in Hertfordshire, and we were in a nightclub one night. We were really young, and yeah, I was just dancing with some girl on the dance floor, just as you do, just on a night out. And next thing, I've just felt a punch hit me from the side, and it didn't knock me down, but luckily there was a wall there to hold me up because I think it probably would have knocked me down. So I've held myself up on the wall, and I've looked round to see who hit me, and the guy wasn't there who hit me. And then I seen Tristan, dancing, and Tristan had knocked the guy out instantly for hitting me. So yeah, that's what happened. And then afterwards, it nearly kicked off again at the kebab shop, but nothing happened. So.
Did you not ask the club for their security camera footage for this? Because this would be fantastic footage
Bro,
nowadays.
do you know what? It was so long ago. If I could, you'd have to blow a lot of dust off that DVR to get that footage, mate. But I mean, if I could have got that footage, it would have been epic. We didn't even know we were gonna, we didn't know that the boys were gonna blow up how they did on social media, or I certainly would have got that footage because it'd be gold dust.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, now,
But
now the
yeah,
use I would do now, blimey.
those were the good old days, my friend. The good old days.
Yeah,
So,
I guess you get away with stuff like that. Nowadaday, everything is on camera the whole time. Everyone's being filmed. You're CTV everywhere. I guess those are the days where that stuff could happen, but like no one caught it on camera, you know?
bro, and do you know what? We actually knew most of the bouncers there as well. So when the bouncers all run in, it was funny. Like we were all fighting out of Storm Gym at the time, and a lot of the doormen were training in Storm Gym at some point, and they knew Andrew and Tristan, and they knew me from Luton because I was a bit of a menace growing up. But yeah, they didn't start on us. They were kind of like, "Oh, come on, boys, please just leave. Like, there's someone knocked out here. Like, please just leave." And I think we were like, "Fuck this, let's just leave." And then we went to the kebab shop, and I think two of them thought they were going to wait outside the kebab shop, and the owners went out and told them to go away, and they went. But yeah, that's all that happened. But
I'm
yeah,
sure there's I'm sure there's plenty more stories to discuss in future interviews. But Rory, I do appreciate you coming on the Zoom today. I'll
there's
see you
plenty
soon.
more.
If not at your fight, then hopefully later this year. But yeah, I do really appreciate you hopping on the Zoom, and I'll see you soon.
So if Andrew does fight, you will be out in Dubai on December 20th.
Yes, I'll be there.
Bro. Well, look, after Andrew's fight, we can have a beer. But until then, I have to keep my head down. But lovely. Listen, it's lovely to hear from you, Fred. Thanks for bringing me on. And yeah, I'll catch you soon.